Dana Denha, and you're watching FYI. The Ann Arbor Summer Festival is one of the most exciting aspects of summer in the city. Over 80,000 people enjoy the sights and sounds of the season during this highly anticipated festival. With the results of the pandemic, we are seeing a lot of changes to our calendar, and HUSF is no stranger to the effects that COVID-19 has had on their operations. Joining me is Mike Michelon, Executive Director, and James Carter, Program Manager for the Ann Arbor Summer Festival. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us. I'm sorry that we're not there to get the hair and makeup treatment.
Oh, I know. You don't have to stop by my house if you want it next time. Why don't you tell me a little bit about, we're going to go back in time a little bit and just talk about what your kind of thought process was when you knew that we weren't going to be able to have the traditional summer festival.
Yeah, I think first and foremost, it was just adaptation. And I think everyone can understand that, right? Business, organization, individuals. For us, though, the challenge, of course, was one of the most important things about the Summer Festival. What we do well is bring people together and bring people together in person. And so after we announced the cancellation, we moved pretty quickly to think, what are different things we could do over the next few weeks and months for any number of environments. And we announced the first of those today, Friday, June 5th. And there'll be a series of announcements coming over the next few weeks. And so I think that we're thinking about our season differently, a longer period of time, perhaps as late as the fall. And all sorts of activities that people can engage with digitally, in person, and we're excited to share them.
Well, that's amazing. I didn't realize that you guys were sort of pushing for it to be like a longer summer festival because we can't have our traditional activities that we would normally have. Why don't you tell me about where you guys were first? And I think JD, that's the name I'm going to call you by today because that's sort of your friendly name. Because you're doing the programming too, where was your first thought? Like, what was going to be the easiest transition to go maybe digitally to keep the summer festival going?
Yeah, I think that one of the first things that we asked ourselves is, how do we take all the programming that we do at Top of the Park and map it onto other places? So, for instance, the virtual end of things that I think a lot of people have gotten used to with streaming of concerts and events and things like that. We saw kind of the light at the end of the tunnel and thought that we might be able to be presenting some live music, but we'd have to do it in a modified way. So the first thing that we decided to do was this thing called Tiny Tops, where you can order a musician to come to your home or gift them to somebody that you love, and they're all going to be musicians that are either singer-songwriters or duets or maybe even trios, but people who have been staying at home together or feel like that they could still present something where they're safely distanced. So that's the first thing that we're going to be putting out. And then the other part of this that we decided to consider was the virtual programming. And it just became clear to us that everyone's doing that right now. And it's like, well, what is it that we can provide that would be a value add that people would really engage with? And our learning programming seemed to be the best thing for that. So we have our retreat program that has yoga, tai chi, and wellness programming, and then we also have our kids zone where there's activities to do. And then we also have our Festival Footprint Learning Center, which is about our zero waste initiative. And all of those programs are going to be streamed live on all of our social media channels, and I think a couple days on CTN as well. So we're very excited about that.
Rumor has it that you guys will have some time slots throughout the week on Channel 17 on CTN. So people can tune into CTN to watch what's happening at the Summer Festival. But Facebook, Instagram, YouTube are also the places that they can get their digital Summer Festival from.
Definitely. So everyone go follow us in those places today so that you can get your programming starting next Friday, the 12th.
Yeah. So when you talk about like the retreat and all that, it's still the same sort of things that we've seen in person, right? It's just you're doing it in your living room, or, if you want to do it outside, get your computer and go out back,
Exactly. And then I think another big part of it is that we wanted to try and honor or reflect all of the 88 music acts that we were going to be presenting at Top of the Park. So there's various ways that we're going to be doing that. One is the Tiny Top in-person concerts that we're going to be offering. But another one is these music hikes that we're doing as part of the summer game with the Ann Arbor District Library. we're geotagging music to hikes around the county, mostly located in Ann Arbor and Ypsi. And we're very excited about the idea that you can just go to a location and you can have between 5 and 10 different music acts that you would have heard at Top of the Park follow you as you take a hike. An app called Echoes. So you'll download the app and then go to these locations. Gallup Park is our first location that we're launching today, and we're very excited about it. It's a blues, funk, and jazz walk. And so there's 2 loops that you can go on. One's a more accessible walk, and the other one is a more secluded walk. But there's going to be, I think, 5 different locations for that. And then at the end of June, we're going to create brand new programming with a playwright. Emilio Rodriguez is doing a story for us that's going to be in downtown Ann Arbor. And you can go to the different locations, and it's site responsive. So you'll go to a location in downtown Ann Arbor, and there will be a story there that will be based in that location. And as you go to those 6 different locations, you'll get to explore downtown in a way that you might not have been able to do before.
Those are really great, unique ideas to bring the summer festival to people, because I've noticed since I've been home, I'm really more reliant on listening to music while I'm here. There's just something about it. I have my phone playing music all the time now. So I think it's just something that helps you get through a hard time too. So I think it's really important that you guys are still having the summer festival and bringing music and the arts to people, because I feel like that's one of the number one things that are keeping people sane during such a tough year that we've been having so far. On that note, though, we're going to take a short break, and we'll be back with the Ann Arbor Summer Festival. We're back with the Ann Arbor Summer Festival with JD Carter and Mike Michelon. Why don't you guys come back, tell me a little bit more about some of the things we were talking about before. You were talking about the music hikes and stuff. And I think one of the big things that people always think about at Top of the Park is seeing some of the great artistry that Davidson has to offer. And you guys are making sure that Chalk is still alive at the Ann Arbor Summer Festival this year.
Yes, we're very happy to be having a big celebration on the 14th of June. It's also going to be in conjunction with the Ann Arbor District Library. They're going to have a game code that we'll put with the big competition that we're going to do, but we're calling it Sidewalk Chalk Day. And David Zinn is going to be involved, and he's going to be chalking little sluggos and other characters that he does throughout the day. And then we're encouraging people all around the county to get out and to chalk on their sidewalks. We know that there's a lot going on right now, not just COVID, but a lot of things that are happening in the streets, and we're trying to be supportive of that. And so if you want to be creative, be creative. If you want to send a message, but get out there on the 14th and you hashtag it A2 Chalk Day. And then the Ann Arbor District Library will judge it, and there will be one winner from the day, and it won't be David Zinn.
I was going to say, I hope David Zinn's not in the competition because no one else is winning.
Yeah.
That's actually the pretty cool thing I've noticed about this stay-at-home order, that a lot of people are doing chalk now, and you'll see it on Facebook and stuff, and amazing work. I try to do a little bit of shading and stuff. It's not easy. It's not easy to make a really nice chalk piece. So another thing that you're working with the Ann Arbor District Library on is the Kooky Creature.
Yes, that came out as part of their Bummer Game, which is what they launched during when we were all really staying at home. And it's a really fun sort of variation on the old sort of Exquisite Corpse video or drawing, where you take the head, a body, and feet, and it's drawn by different people, and then you mash it all up together. So we're still have that going on. Go on to our website at a2sf.org, and You'll see kooky creatures there. You can then upload a head, a body, or a feet, and then we're going to combine them all together, and we're going to send them out for everybody to use as a virtual coloring book.
Sweet. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. And then you also, if you go on A2SF, you can do your quarantine confessions, which are actually pretty fun to read. I'll add. Like, I was enjoying it.
Yeah, some of them I wish I could unread, but.
So that's just a way for people to kind of like be anonymous and like get what's off their chest. Kind of what I was telling you guys when we first started talking before the interview started.
Yeah, there's a really good range. I mean, there are certainly some very serious ones and challenging and some heartfelt and some just really funny, and it's been great to read those. I think that's something that's really different for the Summer Festival. We're so used to working all year and multi-years to put together a season that we kind of roll out all at once, that people kind of react to and take part in. And we just had to kind of adapt to rolling things out in chunks. And it's been good to hear feedback. So some things work really well. Others, we learn a lot. And I think that's part of the reason why we want to kind of continue into the fall, knowing that, none of us know what the situation on the ground is going to be with what's safe and how that evolves, but we want to have a lot of different activities, whether it's individual with those walks and stories, or the idea of these smaller pop-up concerts that we're actively working on for later in June and into July.
Yeah, so I mean, if there's anything else that you guys know right now that we didn't mention, please say so now. But as the summer continues, we will see more things on the website pop up. And if you guys want to come back and talk a little bit more about what might be on the agenda, since we might go into the fall, September. So is there anything else that you might want to tease before?
Well, I'll tell you something that actually did launch yesterday, and then other things that we will be teasing. But the one big thing that we launched yesterday is a podcast. And we had an interview with jazz artist Joan Belgrave and local jazz radio personality, and our Grove stage manager, Linda Yawn, and they had a really great conversation. So if you go to our website, and you can check it out, or just look for Stories from the Top, which is what the title of the podcast is, and we're in all of your podcast feeds. So go check it out, and we're really excited about it. We've been talking about doing this for about a year, or I should say I've been talking about doing this for a year, and Mike's been like, yeah, we don't have capacity or time. And then this happened, and we were like, hey, we have capacity and time. So we're excited about the guests that we have coming up for that. And then the other thing that I think you're talking about teasing is that we're going to do another program called Top of the Pop-Ups. And those are going to be larger concerts that we are going to probably start toward the end of the month. And they'll go into July at least. And the experience would be pop-ups in neighborhoods, parks, and public, apartment complexes and places like that in and around Ann Arbor. And our intention with that is to be able to do what we're doing with the Top of the Pop-Ups, but you don't have to pay for them, just like Top of the Park. And so it's a smaller version of Top, and we're excited about the artists that we're going to be bringing for those concerts.
Before we go, I mean, you did mention, normally when you go to Top of the Park, you throw a little money, donate a little. I mean, I think it's so important, right, that we're supporting A2SF, because we want this to continue year after year, even when we can go back to normal. We still want this. This is like I said at the beginning, this is one of the most exciting things about summer in Ann Arbor. So how and why should we continue to support A2SF throughout this, even if we're not getting the in-person stuff, that the quality and quantity of in-person stuff that we once did, but we're still doing it digitally. You guys are still here.
Yeah, I guess I would say that we are still here, and Top of the Park and our programming looks different, but it's here and it's delivered in a way that I hope is meaningful and connects you to your neighbors, and that you find a lot of value in. And so we're at Top, there's normally the kiosk where people are given a few bucks, and certainly consider a virtual kiosk at a2sf.org. But we're grateful for so many people that have reached out and have asked how they could support the festival given this time, and we'll be here. We're not going anywhere, and it just may look different for a while.
All right. Well, thank you both for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For more on this and other programs, visit a2gov.org/CTN. Visit youtube.com/CTN Ann Arbor to see all that we have to offer. And remember to like, comment, and share. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time. FYI.